Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through an unboxing of Bumblebee from the Transformers Bumblebee movie, and this particular model kit was released back in 2021, and I think it's under a bit of a dual release, well, not a dual release, but by two different companies, possibly in different, what you call it? I was going to say translations, but that's not right. But either way, this one will have the Trumpeter, Trumpeter logo on it. But I also know it's also released by, I believe it's Doyusha, or something along those lines. But anyway, Bumblebee model kit, somewhat foreshadowed at the dinosaur fossils video. Yes, not the first time I've built a Transformers based kit, but definitely Bumblebee will be the first one from this particular line. I do have another video, and whilst Bumblebee I believe is now discontinued, I will have a link to some of the other kits from this particular company over at Hobbylink Japan, one of which will be Blitzwing, who's still currently in stock, which will coincidentally be the next video, and there are pre-orders for Cliff Jumper and RC. But either way, hopefully this will be a very short series. Be interesting to see how these model kits are, and the ultimate goal of actually getting myself geared into the whole Transformer side of things, because yes, I've been procrastinating about that, something chronic, but yeah, there we go, future plans. Anyway, here we have the front of the Bumblebee model kit, with Bumblebee in his robot mode on the front of the box. As I mentioned, this is from the Bumblebee tie-in movie. Also, no doubt these are not transformable, so he will be a static robot. I don't want to say pose, but no transformation. And in terms of the box, so we also have this on the bottom. On the side we do have some nice front and rear shots of the kit, some of the details that the kit has, some of the movability / articulation. Now there is a little blurb at the bottom that basically suggests that the completed kit has been painted, which is real no surprise. Some of the option pieces, weapons, and action poses. So that's pretty cool. In terms of the other side of the box, so he does apparently have an action stand included, and we also have a listing of all the Autobots from the movie. So Bumblebee, which is this kit here, RC and Cliff Jumper on the pre-orderable side of things. Remains to be seen about Brawn, the Cybertronian version of Bumblebee, Wheeljack, Ironhide, Ratchet, and Prime. We'll see. Be nice if they had to cover everything. Be really, really cool. And the top of the box is pretty much what we saw on the bottom. So not a bad external box. In terms of what is inside, now being completely brand new company and everything, I have no idea what to expect. In fact, I might actually do it this way. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of runners, and one has fallen on the floor. But some of them do sport some pre-painted color, which is cool. And we have the little manual at the bottom. So I will crack open all these parts. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about these ones. I might actually keep them in the plastic sleeve, just so I don't actually lose them. But things that are actual runners, I will probably take out, since probably be a lot difficult to lose them. So yes, everything out of the bags, and we'll have a better look at what is included in this particular model kit. And with everything now out of the bags, it's actually a fairly simplistic set of runners compared to a Gunpla. It definitely doesn't have a lot, but we'll have a look through everything there in a minute. So the little mini-sized manual. Now, interestingly enough, it does say no nippers, no glue, easy assemble and pre-painted. The last point is definitely true. I'm sure the no glue is probably equally as true. The assembly looks pretty straightforward. Nippers, I've always been dubious when they say no nippers are required, because I just find that sometimes it's easier to use them without straining the plastic. So there's the front of the cute little manual. The back just has the Autobot logo. Yeah, how's this work? Okay. Basically a little concertina type thing. In fact, if I just do that, so we do have a parts list included. So we've got A runners, B runners, C runners, and Z runners. And we also have some of these additional pieces, which I did keep in the plastic. Reminds me a bit of Evangelion Kotobukiya kits, where you have some of the pre-painted stuff in isolation. There we have the action poses once again, so in theory that is some of the articulation this kit will be capable of. And in terms of colors, in fact it actually even uses Mr. Color references. It's very cool. So there's at least six different colors being used. A red, a silver, a blue, a yellow, brown, and black, I would imagine. That's pretty cool. But looking at that parts list, it does look quite simplistic. Now, flipping it around. So here we have the instructions. So it does reinforce no nippers are required, so you should be able to push the pieces off the runners. It does start off with the main body, followed by the waist, the left arm, as well as showing you some of the interchangeable things between hands and weapons, the right arm, and some more interchangeable components, the right leg and the left leg, the back, which is basically putting on his window panels, which appears to be two different configurations. And then there's the final assembly, and you will have a choice between the battle mask and a normal head. And then lastly, the included action base, which is actually pretty cool. It's actually nice for a little model kit of this size that it actually has an action base. You don't usually expect kits of this size to do so, but that is very nice it's included. So that was the manual. Now before I get into everything else, so here we have some of the little pieces that weren't on runners that I've decided not to cut out. So there's the normal head, and there's the battle mask. Detailing is actually quite impressive, to be honest. Pretty good in terms of pre-painted. We have his weapon, some stickers, as well as I assume that'll be part of his waist. So yes, we have some of these individual loose pieces, which I'll probably keep in this until the time comes of building him. In terms of the runners that are included, So here is the A runner. It's pretty much a yellow A runner, but you can see where it has been pre-painted, and I will admit that's actually pretty good for pre-painted. That is actually really good for pre-painted. Yeah, that's really cool. So no doubt some of this will be the torso. Oh, in fact, we've also got some of that pre-paint there. So yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed, to be honest. And that's just the A runner. So there you go. One A runner with the yellow and various pre-painted colors. Next we have the B runner. So that's the B runner. This is probably more of a silvery grey type color, probably more silver. Some interesting details in there as well. Very impressive. We also do have some more pre-painted colors as well, with some of the yellow being applied. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool. It's also interesting engineering on some of the runner just to make sure nothing is accidentally damaged. I'm actually quite thoroughly impressed. So that's the B runner. We have two C runners. Still continuing some of the pre-painting. So we have some of that. That looks pretty cool. And then we also have the hands, which also has some pre-painting on the back of the hands as well. Now I have noticed this does feel to be a bit more of a rubbery type feel and texture, so interesting to see how these go. But how cool is the base of the feet? That's definitely really cool. So those were the two C runners, primarily in grey, but have been painted a bit. And then lastly we have the Z runner, which is the main base, which oddly enough does have a Trumpeter on it. So that's the action base, and then we also just have this runner to add on some extra bits and pieces. So this will be the obviously the arm of the action base, and we also have the Autobot and Decepticon logo. In fact, there we go. We turn it around, Decepticon logo, Autobot logo. Very nice. So that brings us to an end of the unboxing of the Bumblebee model kit from Trumpeter. Definitely quite interested to see how this goes. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I do have Blitzwing, which will be the next video after this before I jump into something else. But I will have a link over to Hobbylink Japan for Blitzwing, who is still currently in stock. And who knows, if you're actually interested, Cliff Jumper and RC are both available for pre-order, and they're due for about a September release. So I've got my pre-orders in on those. No, I've got a pre-order on RC. They've only just come up recently, so I have sourced Cliff Jumper elsewhere, but had I known, I would have waited. But that's cool. RC's been pre-ordered, so I'm fine with that. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link in the description below. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in the next video. See ya.